Hey everybody, it's Mountain Mike. Thanks for joining me on the mountain. I appreciate you checking in, see what's going on. Today we're gonna go back to the sawmill foundation that we had done in our last video. Finally got it in the spot. I got my truck out of the way and we're ready to kind of put it where I want it. So it's got a bow to it from where the tornado hit it, I guess, and hit it and bowed it out a little bit. And let's see if we can. You can really see it in this side. Seems to be more prevalent. Must be the side it took the hit on. So anyway, my point is that that bow happens to coincide about with this tree right here. Let's see here. This tree right there, and these two little trees, this hickory right here. Anyway, so we're going to take the tractor and try to push this bow out the best we can. Like I said in my last video, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to hold the sawmill. I'm not going to be living in it. I'm going to frame out the top with 2x4 and possibly 2x6 on the edge. I don't know, I haven't decided. And whatever I have, really. I mean, I've just got a little bit of lumber to work with here, so I'm going to make use of it the best I can. I've got 20 foot at the very least I need to do to get this sawmill on the foundation here. So I'm hoping I have enough wood to do that. I can set my mill up and then I can get to milling, and then I can do the floor, the rest of the floor, whenever I choose. So we're hoping this goes pretty smoothly. There's not going to be much to it, so let's just do it. As you can see, that rear section is real out of whack. It's got this good little S-curve on this side I'm not too worried about, but that rear section is over too far. I want to see if I can pick it up and drag it over. I'm pretty sure when I put this thing where I want it, it's so flexible that I can manipulate it if I want. Once I get it there, I'll do what it takes to kind of square it up. So I think this is as good as we're going to get with the tractor. It's pretty out of whack, you know. You're only going to do so much with a situation like this. So we're going to drag it around this, try to get it on a little more level ground right here, a little better set up spot, and see if we can proceed. Well, we kind of got it in place. I don't think we helped our bow in it any by pushing it around like that. That's okay. We're going to conquer one issue at a time. I think we're going to try to take the axles off now. We definitely want to get this thing as close to the ground as possible. I would like to eventually build some log ramps coming up into it. So we're going to see about taking these axles off, and then we'll get her on the ground and start leveling it up, blocking it up, and getting it the way we want it. Alright, that's sure enough hot and dirty work. And we're hot and dirty. We got all the bolts loose. All right, now let's get the tractor involved and get these axles out of there. All right, success. We got the axles out from underneath it. It's sitting on the ground. Now I gotta take the time to go collect rocks. I'm gonna block this thing up with some rocks. So we're gonna go collect a little flat rock and try to start shimming this thing in place. It doesn't look like it's gonna take a whole lot of leveling, so that'll be great, you know. Less work we have to do, the better. Let's get to it. So I've got my foundation in place, and I've been collecting a few rocks to stick up underneath it to level it out with, and you know, I'm looking at it and I just don't like it. I don't like how bowed it is, you know. I think I can use a couple of these trees that I've got it against right now. That one down there, I've got it chained to already. Get another chain, pull out down there. And that one's just real slight. But the one down on this end, it goes for quite a distance. And we're gonna have to try to take that out. I think we're gonna back up a little bit and go ahead and try to take some of these bows out a little bit more. Not have to fight it with the wood when I'm trying to square it up on the deck. And you know, I can adjust a lot of this out with the wood on the deck, and it would probably be okay. But some of this is pretty severe. It's gonna be a foot out of square, so that's pretty out of square. We're going to try to get it a little better than that. Now we're going to try to take this bow out right here. It's got a real slight bow. Actually looks pretty straight. So I'm wondering if I get this thing in the spot I really want it in. It's so flexible, I can just kind of push it around instead of actually thinking I'm bending it. It's just flexing. That back half is bent. I'm definitely going to try to bend it back. It's got a big bow in it. So I think this front, it just kind of straightened out when I pulled it out. So that's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to chain off to this tree here to the back end, and then I'm going to get a chain here and the tractor this way, and we're going to try to pull that bow right on out of it. Alright, so on this side it looks pretty dang good. It's really taking a little more than I should have, but again, I think scooting this thing around, I want to move it just a little bit before I finalize, so I think we're going to have to do some of this again. But this side came pretty far out of whack. It went too far this way. It looks better, so I think I'm going to tweak on it just a hair more, but I've pretty much got what I can do. It seems very flexible when you start moving it around, and I think I'm going to move it back a little bit. There's a boulder and some stumps. I think I just want to put over. It's going to give me enough space to get on the back side of it, to collect my sawdust with the tractor. We're going to tweak it, level it, and get some boards on there, and we're going to get this sawmill on top and get to sawing wood. That's been the goal the whole time. We've been running behind playing with this thing. So let's get it done. Would you believe that? Look at that. I don't know if you can tell. That's pretty dang straight. For what it was, that thing was all over the place. So I'm real happy with that. It's got that S down in there. I'm not too worried about that. Whatever. This is leveled out pretty good. We won't have to do a whole lot of leveling right here, I don't believe. So this is looking really good. Really good. I like it. Let's keep going. All right. This is looking pretty good. I'm gonna go get some levels and look at how level this is. We'll start throwing rocks under it. I think, man, I'm liking that, yeah. All right, so I run a string on it on my most squared edge, and it is not very square. It almost crosses the inner line right there. No doubt this is pretty out of square. You say, well, what's your plan? How are you gonna deal with that? I mean, it's 40 foot long. It's about all we can do without going to great lengths to really try to square this thing up. But I've got another plan on how I'm gonna deck this thing, and I can take and square this thing up and make it look just fine. It'll work. So in the long run, you'll never know it was out of square, and I'll have me a good foundation. So we're gonna go ahead and get to leveling this thing up. I like what I see. I can get it done, and we're going to. So here we go. We got to go get some more rocks to finish leveling this thing out, just a couple more, and then we'll have to go to wood chims or smaller rocks. But yeah, this is going great. It's looking good, leveling right up, so let's get after it. Okay, we got us another little load of rocks. I found me a good little stash of what I'm going to call my shim rocks. Nice, flat, small, perfect. So we're in the good, leveling out nicely, coming along fast. I love it when a plan comes together, especially faster than you plan. So as you can see, it's not quite sitting on that rock. I mean, it's touching it, but it's still moving. And I got to shim in a few places. I got odd bits of railroad tie falling off my railroad ties that I have left, and I'm going to use these in my shims. I figure those will work just fine. So let's see if we can make some shims and get this thing finished up. Tomorrow we'll be ready for some boards, and we're just on our way now. All right, that feels great. That is nice and firmed up. I think that'll be wonderful. So we're ready to go forward now. I think we're at a go. So I'm going to call it quits for today and take the tractor over to the house and get ready to bring over some wood in the morning. That'll be exciting to put some wood on it. Now I'm ready. I'm ready to see this thing go up. My sawmill on top of it. And sawing wood. Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you checking in out on the mountain. I'm Mountain Mike. Till next time.